The warrior spirit, like competition, like we want the same thing, but only one of us can have it. And it breeds this scarcity where there's a big fish, there's a little fish. Sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you, and there's an inevitable defeat. So being a conscious athlete is understanding that we're not defined by the victories or defeats, and that the true victories in our pursuit of excellence within ourselves.
Welcome everyone to the Eons Ahead podcast. I'm your host, Alex Wolfe. And on the show, we like to have deep, intimate conversations with amazing people that are eons ahead. But what does it mean to be eons ahead? Well, it means they're ahead of their time. They see things other people don't see, and they're able to manifest these visions into the world, creating a positive impact for humanity. They're often doing things that other people are not doing, or doing them in a very unique way. They're trailblazers, they're pioneers, they're conscious thought leaders. And our guest today is definitely one of those. His name is JoJo Domann. I'm going to read you a little bit about him. JoJo Domann is a professional football player, but his story is a lot more than just about a game. Football has been his passion, his purpose, and one of his greatest teachers. But the path hasn't been easy. Injuries, setbacks, and the relentless demands of high-level competition have tested him in ways he never expected. Through it all, he has learned that growth comes from adversity, reinvention is possible, and the mind is just as crucial as the body in achieving excellence. Beyond the field, JoJo is driven by a deeper pursuit, exploring human potential, pushing limits, and helping others do the same. I love that. He believes success isn't just about talent or hard work. It's about resilience, adaptability, and the courage to evolve. His journey is far from over, and he embraces every challenge that comes next, both on and off the field. He's a good friend. He's eons ahead. He's here today. JoJo Domann.
Alex, thanks for having me, brother.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Yes, sir. This is awesome.
This is exciting. Let's get into it. We haven't had a chance to dive too deep yet. We've had a couple pretty interpersonal conversations, and I'm excited for this one today and really just allow what comes through to come through.
We're going to flow, baby.
We're going to flow, baby. I love it.
Come on.
It's all flow. So let's go back a little bit to the beginning. You're a professional football player. Was this always a dream of yours since you were a young boy?
Yeah.
Or how did you get into it?
Yeah, since I was 5 years old, the only thing I wanted to do was be a professional football player. I did grow up around the game. My dad was a sports attorney and an NFL agent for up to like 38 years now. And at that point in time, I was just around the game. My first word was ball. And
come on.
It was all I could think of. So having a brother 15 months younger than me, like my childhood consisted of getting dropped off at the YMCA for 8 hours on the weekends. 3-4 sports a season. My mom believed that, putting me in everything was the best thing she could do and not specialize at a young age and just kind of work on athleticism. But I always knew it was football. So
cool.
Yeah, it's been a wild journey, and I've had football, as long as any other relationship in my life, seemingly. So
right. Besides family, it's probably your longest going relationship.
Right. And even how those are even intertwined.
Right.
With my brother and I being like, that birth of like the love for the game.
Right.
Started with my brother.
Yeah.
And then through my dad. So just through the evolution of that, like they're one and the same damn near.
So cool. Your brother Brock.
Yep.
Is a quarterback.
Yes.
I've got to know him a little bit too. Wonderful young man.
Definitely.
And did you play quarterback too at some point, or?
Yeah, I showed Brock how to play quarterback.
Of course you did.
Yep. No, my dad would, if he was here, he'd tell you that I never had the patience to just sit there and work on the monotonous accuracy, form, technique. Like I was the dude that just had to run, hit, catch, dive, all the things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So tell us, I know you played a lot of different positions. Maybe all of them or pretty close to all of them? Or?
Yeah. I mean, I've played literally every position on a football field at one point in my life. And kind of brings me to where we are now, which is the last position I've never played.
Okay.
I was a punter as a freshman in high school. I've been holder. I mean, everything. O-line in 6th and 7th grade when I was too heavy to carry the ball. And now I'm transitioning from linebacker to long snapper, which is the last position I've yet to play in a game.
Wow. So long snapper, the only position you haven't played yet.
Correct.
In a game.
Correct.
Right. Cool. How's that feel?
It feels good. It feels amazing. It's like that full circle moment for me where, you know, like I'm allowed to play this game and the platform and the mission that I'm here to do. And that doesn't change. And that honestly can be multiplied. And just me focusing on the like longevity, me focusing on like more of the art of the game rather than the brute force of the game. And I think running through walls repeatedly is like something I can do naturally, but I've come to a point in my body, in my career to where, you know, that's not like the main focus, and my body isn't like get up out of bed and it's like, what's the first thing I can hit anymore?
Right.
But I love this game and I love everything about it. So long snapping has created that avenue for me to stay in the game and just channel my gifts, my talents, and my purpose in the same, but in a new way.
Very cool. So it's a different perspective of the game. And it's, like I said, there's an art to being a long snapper.
Right.
Let's dive into that a little bit. What's the art of being a long snapper?
Well, first and foremost, the play starts with me. So quarterback thinks they start the play.
Right.
They do say hike.
Yeah.
But just starting the play.
Right.
Like the ball's in my hands. And when I go, everybody goes.
Love that.
It's not about sheer willpower anymore. The part of me that can just push through obstacles and adversity and pain at all costs doesn't serve me as much as it did at linebacker as it does for long snapper. There's poise, there's focus, there's harmony, and like my whole body, I have to break down each piece from the head to the arms to the torso to the lats to the back to the legs, and each incremental piece, and then bringing it into one fluid moment, one fluid motion. And something that's really helped me is not like, I'm not throwing the ball. Like the ball's not in my hands. Like it's shifting from me touching the ball to the ball touching me. And now the ball is a part of my body.
Wow.
And now my body puts the ball where it wants to go.
Right.
Like my body directs the ball versus me trying to throw and like pinpoint it.
It feels like there's a oneness that's developing between you and the ball instead of like a separation where the ball is this object. It's like, it's an energy.
Right.
And you're connecting that energy to a oneness. And I love how you said it starts with you. There's a big responsibility there.
Yeah.
The play starts with you. It's like, you got to be really locked in, really dialed in, really focused.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
There's an interesting point you brought up, which is the ball's no longer an object. And if you were in our defensive meeting rooms for, the last 10 years of my life, like it's all about the ball. And you're a robber, you're a thief. By any means, get that ball.
Get the ball. Yeah.
Right. And it's like this thing.
Yeah.
And I go to long snapper. And if I treat that ball like this, I will surely dribble it back or throw it over his head.
Right.
Right. It's like this poise. It's just like, here you go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a care for the ball and like a connection.
Right. And the beauty of it is it's seemingly a parallel path. It's the exoteric path of my esoteric journey.
Right. So as you expand in your journey as an athlete, as a human being, as a leader, your position on the field is also expanding into this more of an art form.
Correct.
Very cool.
Correct.
Very
It's happening as we speak.
Very cool.
Yes, sir.
We'll get a little bit more into that, but there's a few things there that she touched on that I really want to focus on. And, one is the qualities this is bringing up for you as a human being. Yes, you're an amazing athlete. And what are these qualities that an athlete
gets to tap into, especially when they're aware. Like when you're describing these things, there's a lot of awareness, right? There's been a lot of adaptability because you played so many different positions. I think that's pretty rare in football, right?
Yeah.
Not too many people are playing all the positions. It says, so you have adaptability, you have awareness, you have focus, you have poise that you mentioned. These are some pretty high frequency qualities for someone to tap into, athlete or not.
Yeah.
What are some other qualities that you've tapped into, maybe more recently, that stemmed from your athletic pursuits?
Yeah. Well, I think just to put what you just said in my words, the importance of a conscious athlete is being able to define yourself by a vision of the future rather than recreate memories of the past. And that's what we call metacognition, is when we become aware of how we think and how we feel. And when we realize that how we think and how we feel creates our experience, which then creates our emotions and is our feedback loop. As an athlete, we're able to take the input, take the data, be honest with ourselves, which athletes, in terms of, I would say, technique and performance, are usually good at taking accountability for, and making the necessary shifts. Right? Oh, I felt this. I felt that. Oh, I went into this workout and I wasn't even present because there was something happening in my emotional body to where I couldn't even show up, and I got gassed after, 3 reps because XYZ. And now I'm going down this whole rabbit hole of how I'm not good enough. But in all actuality, I wasn't even present.
Right.
So I think my 3 years in the NFL, more than anything, yes, they're bigger. Yes, they're faster. Yes, they're stronger. But more than anything, the pressure to perform in those spaces and the ability to be clear-minded was the difference between the elite level guys and not.
Clarity. So clarity, mindset.
Clarity, absolutely. And I would say a big thing for me that's come up is, I call it the warrior spirit, which is, in competition, we're met with obstacles, right? Oftentimes a competitor who has the exact same goal as you, who stands in opposition. And so the warrior spirit is just like the part of us that is unconquerable, that is undeniable, that will keep going in the face of any obstacle or adversity. And I think that's been a huge aspect of sports. That's the way football and sports has shown me myself. Right. And I thought it was just confined to my sport. And I realized this warrior spirit actually serves me in my relationships, in my pursuit of God, in my pursuit of self, all these things. And I think that's sports in general.
Right. Yeah. Sports. And then it carries into, the game of life, right? Yep. This earth school that can be gamified, and on the football field or on the basketball court or on the tennis court, we can harness these energies, these qualities, and probably more importantly, infuse them into our personal lives, right? And inspire others to do the same. I think that's so cool. So let's get back into the mindset aspect a little bit of this, because like you said a few things there that are really resonant for me specifically. So I could picture this, like, you're having tough practice or it's game time, and if someone, they're not present, they have some story going on about something in their personal life that's causing them to have an emotional feeling.
Yeah.
And this feeling is not serving them to perform in the game.
Right.
Right. So how important is it, would you say, for the athlete, the conscious athlete, to stay present in these times, as opposed to, letting the story play out?
Yeah. I mean, it's vital to the outcome. Absolutely vital. Right. Like, if you think you're going to drop the ball, if you're nervous, you're going to drop the ball. Right. You hope they don't throw it to you when the ball's headed your way.
Yeah.
You're probably going to drop it.
Right.
versus the guy running down the field. He's, I hope this ball's overthrown so I can lay out for this ball.
Right.
And if your predisposition isn't, I'm going to lay out for this ball before the ball's thrown, when the ball's 2-3 feet in front of you, you won't lay out for it.
Right.
So like our mindset is our predisposition.
I agree. For me, it all starts with mindset. And I know there's a lot of people here in the conscious community here of Austin that really put an emphasis on the feelings, right? Got to feel your feelings. And I agree. You do have to feel your feelings. You can't avoid feeling the feelings. But what I'm really landing on, and correct me here if you have a different perspective, I'd love to hear it. But what I'm realizing is the feelings are really like a guidance system to our thoughts, to our mindsets, which are connected to our beliefs. So if you have a belief, and if you look at the core word of the word belief, it means allow it to be. So it's like you're allowing this, thought to be part of you, right? And then if you allow that to be, well, then you have certain thoughts, and those thoughts create certain actions or habits or that turn into feelings. And then now people are stuck in these emotional loops that are playing out, right? But it's like, and then those feelings are really just based on whatever we're thinking, which is based on our beliefs. So it's like, if you could go back to the core thoughts and then the core beliefs, well, they could really set you up for these emotions that can be a lot better serving when you have to show up in the world, on the football field, or whatever it is. So how do you personally, JoJo, dial in yourself so that your mindset can be, locked in on what you got to do, show up?
Yeah. I mean, this is a great question. It's a daily practice. And I used to have this belief that I could put on my Superman cape and walk out on that football field and be Superman. And who I was off the field didn't affect who I was on the field. I was still in that unconscious phase. I get to college, I go through some injuries. I have this expanded awareness in my body, right? Like my basic needs of walking were taken away from me. Ooh. So even the part of me that took that for granted, it was a whole experience of like being in my body on a whole new level.
Wow.
And
it's very humbling.
Right. But what that does is when, like our body is our unconscious mind. And when we can't think greater than how we feel, we're going to continue to recreate our unconscious beliefs, which oftentimes, because they're unconscious, they're based off of like how we grew up and based off our experiences, oftentimes traumatic ones that like our energetic body creates this belief systems like, yo, that's not safe. Right. Well, that happened when I was 5 and you didn't even understand the context of anything else around you. So when the body becomes the means of thinking, we oftentimes just recreate the past. And the process of conditioning the body to listen to the mind and say, you work for me, right? It breaks that pattern of recreating the past. And I think breath work, meditation, journaling, and any sort of introspection is like the way into knowing thyself to even knowing what you need and where you're at.
Yeah. It's really taking it from external circumstances, shifting it internal, all those things that you said, meditation, journal, reflection. Exactly. It's an internal game, right? And this applies in football, applies in everything. It's really an internal game. And this is what I've landed on as well, especially in the last couple of years. And there's a code that comes up for me is, and we've heard it all before, but as within, so without. Your internal world will reflect your external world. And we're so conditioned and so programmed to constantly be looking outside of ourselves, and social media plays a big role in that, and TV and movies and all this kind of stuff, always looking outside, comparing ourselves to these, unattainable people, that are not even really authentic. They're really just kind of playing a role. But when we get to go within, and I'd love to hear your reflections on this, is we really get to see that there's unlimited potential, but it's in the last place that we would look.
Yeah.
How long ago did you realize this for yourself? And how much of a difference is it making in the way that you show up as an athlete?
Yeah. I can remember the experience that kind of was the catalyst to, I don't know what you want to call it, the evolution, which was when I tore my ACL when I was 20 years old. Football was taken away from me. And I had to ask myself, who am I without football for this first time in my life? And as simple of a question as that is, I haven't stopped asking it since.
That's a great question to ask yourself.
I haven't stopped asking it since.
Because your identity, right? It's athletes get really wrapped up in the identity of the athlete.
The most attention we received as kids, the most love and appreciation we received as kids was in our performances. So naturally, our beliefs are shaped off of our experiences, and we're going to think that love is a performance. Love is what can I do for you?
It's a trap.
Right.
It's a big realization, especially to have it at 20 years old. Do you see any sort of blessings in that injury to be able to have that kind of realization?
Yeah, that's the best thing that's happened to me.
I love that.
Hands down.
Wow.
It
freed you.
I grew up in the church, so I understood and was fortunate to be introduced to this idea of God that was big, that was infinite, omnipotent, omnipresent. But that experience made it real to where these concepts of God no longer worked for me. These ideas of God no longer like fulfilled like the story and the narrative I was playing. Like I needed
tangibility,
real.
Yeah.
And that was when God showed himself within me.
Yeah. Nice, dude. That's the good stuff right there. That's, you said something that's so brilliant there, JoJo, is the concepts stopped working, because, and I see this a lot with people, and I went to church for many years. I loved it. It was a big part of my evolution as well. And I know a lot of great Christian people, super kind, super nice people. But I did see a pattern where a lot of them just have the concepts, and they're not liberated. I was looking for someone that was truly free and liberated and like embodied of all these wisdoms that it speaks about in the Bible and, from these spiritual masters. And I couldn't find that. I didn't see anyone that had that embodiment, but that I think is what you're touching on, is the true difference.
Yeah.
Is like you go from concepts to going within, realizing the creator actually lives within you, lives within each and all of us, and then get to embody that and apply it in our daily lives.
Yep.
What a gift.
Amazing.
Yeah. And the injury for you, as though it may look like, a tragic situation.
Right.
But it was the thing that brought you awakening and got you to look in the last place you'd probably ever look.
Yep.
Within.
Exactly.
So cool.
Yep. It's, I think just expanding into that, the concept of religion, I think left me, in two different places. Either one, like bound to the shame of my sin. Or two, bound to the fantasy of just light. And there was a phase in my life where I would oscillate from one extreme to the other.
Yeah, the pendulum.
And the work I've been doing recently is like meeting myself in the middle.
Oh, I love that.
Like excavating the darkness and alchemizing it to the light rather than outcasting it.
Because it's there.
Right. And then light, like real love, casts everything in. Real love says doesn't say that's too much for me. Real love doesn't say not now. Real love says, I can't help you. Like, we don't believe in the same thing. Like, it casts in. So I realized that like both were illusions. The pure light and dark doesn't exist, isn't real. And the boundless shame of my sin also isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And meeting myself in the middle and continuously doing that work that I'm an active practice of, as I've found a lot more fulfillment and purpose and grounded meaning in my life.
Beautifully said. I feel that centeredness, bringing it to center.
Definitely.
The heart center, coherence, living from there. That's embodiment, my friend. That's very cool. We've touched upon it a few times already here, but it's a term that you reminded me of the last time we spoke, and I've been thinking about it since. It's a very, very potent term, and I want you to describe it in your own words. Conscious athlete. It's not something we usually think about with athleticism and consciousness, but tell me how you came upon this and what does it mean to you?
Conscious athlete is just like a buzzword for kind of the epitome of my walk in athletic sports. And it's been this up and down journey of thinking I know who I am, thinking this is what I'm here to do, and doing it and realizing there's more, and then realizing that I have more to give and doing that again. And it's just this constant evolution of refining oneself, getting to know thyself, and using the sacred combat of competitive sports as the alchemy of your own personal evolution.
What do you mean by that? Touch on that a little bit more.
It circles back to the warrior spirit, where like competition, like we want the same thing, but only one of us can have it. And it breeds this scarcity where there's a big fish, there's a little fish, right? Sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you, and there's inevitable defeat. So being a conscious athlete is understanding that we're not defined by the victories or defeats, and that the true victories in our pursuit of excellence within ourselves.
Who we become in the process.
Right.
How we play the game.
Yes. How we apply ourselves.
How we apply. Yeah. How we show up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really the gift that I'm feeling, and it's in my own little silly journey of it. I got really into pickleball in the last few years. Here in Austin, it's like a phenomenon, in the United States in general, but here in Austin, there's a lot of competition here in pickleball.
I like that.
Yeah, you'll love it.
We should get out there.
We will, for sure, 100%. Don't tempt me with a good time. I love pickleball. I play often, and I got to see my own little conscious athlete evolution journey where when I would first show up to the pickleball court, it was all about winning. Like you said, one of us is going to win, one of us is going to lose.
Yep.
And in that, it brought out a lot of healthy competition, and it made me a better player, like just striving to win.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening for me was a lot of times, I didn't win, and I'm playing really good players and I didn't win. And it was like, then I'm leaving the court. I spent a couple hours playing pickleball. I'm leaving the court really upset, really disappointed, really frustrated, all these lower frequency emotions. And I'm like, man, like this is kind of defeating the purpose a little bit here for me. Like I want to do this to have fun and I want to enjoy. So I shifted the mindset around it. And I was like, okay, there's the new goal for pickleball for me is really to just have fun and be awesome. And whatever happens, happens. I'm not a professional pickleball player, so there's nothing really on the line, except for my own happiness is kind of on the line. And I'm like, the happiness gets to stay no matter what happens.
Yeah.
And the wild thing, JoJo, is like, now I'm winning more pickleball than I ever was.
Exactly.
Because I'm just staying in that playfulness and in it, and there's no expectation. And I think that's been a major realization for me that I got to take from the court, off the court, is the expectation factor in life. Like these expectations can really, really be a detriment.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I think, and that's a whole can of worms. But expectations is like your mind, which is the most powerful tool and expansive tool that we have at our disposal. And an expectation is, creating a framework of how you want it to be.
Right.
And then expectations aren't necessarily bad, but when our relationship to expectations leave us feeling empty, unfulfilled, and like bad about ourselves, then maybe we should reevaluate what our expectations are.
Yeah. Expectations. Exactly. If you can frame it where it serves you and serves your purpose,
right?
Can't really lose, and there's something to that for sure. Realizing it's all, what you said earlier was really key. Just being present, being present in the game. The more that you could be present, be that I amness, be that conscious energy that you're tapping into, being one with the ball. Every play starts with you. Like, you are really in it. And when you're really in it, you're not really losing no matter what happens, and the only losing I would think would be letting your mind, letting those expectations take control over you. And what's coming up for me is that's like the opponent that lives in our mind,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We wake up and have to face him every day.
Yeah. Every day. It's wild. And it's about reframing this opponent that he's actually there to help us grow instead of like being an enemy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have an experience with that? Like you said, you wake up with that every day. What's that like for you?
Yeah. Every day is a game, a psychedelic trip, like however you want to look at it. Like today's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And like, I would hate to go about my day. Like, this is the only day I got. If we're approaching it like that, I would hate to go about my day, starting it in fear and allowing like everything I don't want to happen or things that have happened in the past to create my day.
Yeah.
Like, this is my day.
Right. Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, this is my day.
Yeah. It's a big shift.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to really frame it and really hone in for people listening is like, if you look at it like it's your day, it's the only day. Tomorrow isn't really promised. A lot of us walk around pretending like we know that we're going to live for X amount of years. We really don't know, right? It's pretty hilarious. But if you look at it like you get 24 hours to show up and make it your day, make it the best day that you possibly can, and fill it with the things, situations, people, circumstances that you love, and be present and show up to those. Like, what a reframe, right? And I could see that really be applied into what you're doing.
My best days are when I wake up and I face him and I say, right? It's like the battle's already won.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's either like, I think I used to wake up and it's like, no, like, I'm winning today. You're not winning today. I think I'm at the point now where it's like I wake up and it's just accepting the fact that there's no battle anymore. We're not fighting anymore. We're not playing this game. And that's been a big shift for me.
Yeah.
But even reflecting on the journey of it, my expectations in college, I had amazing success and was able to do some really great things. But in my own, you asked me, I never had a pick six. I never scored a touchdown. That was a thing where I was hyper focused on, hyper expected it. And it was less about the thing and more about why I wanted it. Is because I would have felt worthy. I would have felt like I made it. I would have felt like the guy. It was that validating experience that I so deeply wanted to validate myself. And because I never fully got around to fully validating that within myself, it never came. And we could go on YouTube right now and I could pull up maybe 4 or 5 clips where the universe presented me that opportunity. Slipped through my hand, stepped behind, tipped.
Yeah.
Like, I could show you one by one.
Yeah.
My first year in the league, this is the evolution of it. I'd been playing out basically everything that had got me to this point the first 14 weeks of my rookie season. I made the team as an undrafted free agent. I'm getting paid. I'm doing the thing. I made it. And I hit that point internally where it was like, I have everything I want. Like the chasing, there's nothing left to chase.
Right.
All I can do is lose it. That's how I felt.
The fear.
That's how I felt. What preceded was 2 back-to-back games where I had an ME, missed assignment, because of that fear. Deep down, I wasn't leading with it. I'm not telling people in the locker room, hey, I'm scared to mess up. There. No, it's there.
Yeah.
And only I know it's there.
Right.
So we have a bye week and I get to go back home to Colorado, and I energetically retired from football. I went to my sister's yoga class 5 out of the 7 days that week, and just like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to lift. I'm not going to run. Then mid-season, bye week, I'm not doing anything. Like, I am energetically dead.
Wow.
And a part of me died. The expectation of like, I have to keep this. Like, the only thing left to do now is lose it. Like, that part of me died. The first week back, we played in Minneapolis, and there were a lot of amazing things that were in alignment that day. Like, Brock was starting a bowl game in the Fenway Bowl for Louisville, same day. So where I'm in the locker room watching my brother on the ESPN app while I'm putting on my gear, which was so sick. And I had a moment where all the things that I had been scared to be seen in, meditating in my locker, doing breath work, that I would go find a private place in the stadium to do by myself.
Right.
Just said, screw it.
Yeah.
Like, this is me.
Yeah.
And energetically, me standing in myself.
Yeah.
Led to me going out on that field, and on my first play on the field, we were on punt return, and our coach called a block. And I'd been visualizing the night before, like, if they call this, like, I'm going to scoop and score it. I can remember getting down in my 3-point stance, and there was this visceral connection to the present moment where it was like everything I needed to do, instead of like it being this long monologue in my head of everything I need to do, it was like, this is what I need to do.
Right.
And when this happens, this is what's going to happen.
Right.
And it happened just like that.
Yeah.
The ball gets hiked. My best friend, Afadi, blocks the punt, pops up in the air. I black out. The last thought that goes through my head is, this is happening.
Yeah.
Blacked out, instincts, catch the ball,
go
run it for a touchdown.
Yeah, let's go.
And I bring that up to bring full circle the lack of expectations. Really created the opportunity for the fullness of something better than I could have asked for. Not a college touchdown, an NFL one.
Yeah.
Right. And I just think there's something supernatural in us taking the limits off of ourselves.
Yeah. Booyah. Okay. Yeah. That's, anybody that knows me, that's something that really is a big thing at the forefront of my consciousness, is really taking off the limits, right? Like, we set our own limits with these expectations, with our old beliefs, with our old programming.
Right.
Right. And for me, psychedelics have played a huge part in unraveling those limits, and seeing like, wow, those limits were all like either presupposed on me by society or education or whatever, or myself. Literally just like, oh, I could do 30 push-ups, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, at 30 push-ups, I'm getting tired. But it's like, if you just take off the governor, if you take off the limit, take out the opponent out of the situation, and it's like, how many can I really do here? I could do whatever I say I'm going to do.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild, like what you can actually do. And psychedelics really magnified that for me. I'm glad you brought that up. So what has psychedelics done for you as a human, as an athlete?
Loaded.
Yeah.
Loaded.
Of course.
I don't even know what, like, psychedelics are cool.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to start. Shoot. I mean, the word psychedelic in Greek means mind manifesting. And anyone who's had a psychedelic journey understands that, like, what we're focusing on, like what we're thinking about, ends up creating our experience. And when we're faced with things from the experience, it's less of the thing and more of like our relationship to it. So even when we're showed things maybe we don't want to see, I think psychedelics really, they show you things that you don't know. They show you things that you do know that you didn't realize you knew. And they show you things that you so deeply understand in your body that nobody talks about. And they're an unbelievable tool to explore your own consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
They're one of the safest energies I've ever felt.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, at least for me, psychedelics has played a pivotal role in the somatic healing work that I've been doing.
Yeah.
Where the thing that I desire most in my life is also the thing that I fear most, which is to fully feel.
Mm-hmm.
And then psychedelics, once you make that, commitment to consuming it, now you're at the mercy of this intelligence who's going to bring up feelings, emotions, and energies that you've already given it permission to.
Yeah.
And the ability to actually feel myself is the most liberating thing I think this life has to offer.
Yeah.
And then from that place, being able to show up and be liberated with somebody else through a conversation, a genuine stranger, or a relationship, or a sport, a career, anything, any passion. It showed me who I am and who I'm not, and how I'm perfect as I am and where I am.
Amen, brother. Beautifully said. They reveal our true selves, our soul self, which is so much more than we can even comprehend, right? Yeah. It's so cool. And I also use them, specifically psilocybin, I will intentionally use as a tool to really tap into my feelings, because myself as well, I could get caught up in being the doer. Same thing that you said earlier. For myself as a young man, I got the most amount of attention, love, validation by achievement, and for me, it was in my career, aviation or business career. And that was a long pattern that I had, or that I was experiencing.
Yeah.
Stuck in the doer. And so psilocybin has been a wonderful tool for me to, I realize I'm getting too heady, I've been in the doer too much. And it's okay, it's time to go into the feelings. And I deliberately take psilocybin to it's time to feel it all now. And it's you get caught up. I get to rebalance. I get to restore balance between the doer and the being. And in that, I think that's part of our evolutionary journey here is the doing is essential for certain parts of life. We got to take action, especially inspired action, if we want to really fully experience this life. And just as importantly, if not more importantly, the being aspect, which is something that you brought up earlier as well, which is the surrendering that perfect as is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's going to take you where it wants to take you.
Yeah.
Where you need to go.
Where you need to go. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think when I first played with psychedelics more in a casual setting, mushrooms in particular, I remember trying to be JoJo on mushrooms.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
it wasn't
computing.
Yeah.
And then I feel really weird. Why is everyone looking at me?
Right.
Did I do something? This is uncomfortable.
That's the word.
To where luckily I've worked with some unbelievable people with great reverence with these plants that have shown me a different way, a more intentional way of sitting, to where we get to consciously consume this medicine, and then we get to just exist. And yeah, my experiences on mushrooms before, I just allowed it and I was trying to control the experience versus being in the beingness of the mushrooms and not controlling anything. And be no, this is about me laying in bed for 5 hours and cuddling myself, listening to music and feeling good, however I feel.
Yeah. Going within and allowing the feelings to be there.
Yeah.
Without a story or anything. Just feel it.
Yeah.
There's something you said there that I'm really glad you said. The word uncomfortable. Psychedelics. There's a big range of psychedelics. Obviously it's a whole category of different categories within them, but they can be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right. And it's part of it. It's part of the growth, right? Growth is uncomfortable.
It's necessary.
It's necessary.
Yeah.
Right? So going back a little bit, like shifting a little bit, yes, psychedelics can be very uncomfortable, but in that there's major growth.
Right.
There's major parts of evolution that can be done when done responsibly, especially.
Yep.
I'm also want to touch on like, how often do you tap into uncomfortability in your life? Like, is there time? Yeah, go into that a little bit.
It's a daily practice where people in my life who don't actually see it the same way think I'm crazy. Because it's like, no, I actually find deep purpose in pain. And there's actually deep pleasure in pain. And I think there's like some sort of Eastern philosophy where like that basically our mental sword is sharpened through like physical pain. And that, yeah, it gives us the opportunity to push through all of these limiting factors and like neurofeedback telling us, stop, I can't anymore. And when you meet yourself in that I can't, and you pass that threshold of I can't to I can, it's addicting.
It's addicting and it's very expansive.
Yeah.
And it's very, in many ways, in the physical, like, you know, you get stronger, you get faster, you get more resilient. In the spiritual, like your vessel is expanding and showing you more capabilities that you're tapping into. You're able to receive more light, ideally, so that you could share it with others. And even on like a real mental and physical level, there's a part of our brain that literally expands whenever we do something that we don't want to do. You know, and they show this in athletes and people that have lived long lifetimes. There's a part of their brain that is expanded. And some people say it's like the will to live.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, you can experience that same phenomenon on such a smaller scale, which is get out of your house and go to a new environment.
Right.
You'll probably feel different.
Yeah. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your body of just like, this is unknown. Like, I actually have to be present.
Right.
Versus you're in the same environment, going through the same routine.
Yeah.
Same emotional body, same feedback. It's like, your body's like, why am I alive?
Yeah. This is boring. Yeah. I think there's something there, like the consciousness gets really lit up when it gets to experience something new. Because, you know, the consciousness is living through us. We're vessels for this consciousness. And it's like, when you keep doing the same thing over and over again, it's very rare to get that light up feeling. But when the consciousness is like, whoa, I haven't done this before. I'm going into experience this thing that I maybe don't want to do or I don't feel like doing.
Yeah.
But then once you do it, it's like, whoa, there's a major up-leveling. There's an unlock.
Yep.
And I'm wondering for you, JoJo, how often, like, run us through a little bit, like, how often do you do things that you don't feel like doing? And what is it that gets you to actually just say, I'm doing this, you know, get out of my way, opponent, like, I'm doing that. But how often do you go and do things you don't want to do? Yeah.
Like, I think I'm met with that every single day.
Yeah.
And I think it's a sliding scale of severity. You know, my morning routine is the first thing that I'm met with each and every day. And like the willingness to show up for that is a sliding scale. And just like being honest with myself and accepting that is the first step forward. Right.
What do you mean by that? Being honest with yourself and accepting
like,
that?
hey, one thing led to another and sleep schedule like a little messed up and I got some stuff going on. Like instead of feeling all like guilty and shameful and like bad about like having to like make adjustments, like, hey, there's room for all of this and I have room for all of this and I can make space for
creating
this.
capacity.
I can create the capacity for this. I think doing hard things helps us expand our capacity for things.
Totally. Yeah. I'm with you on that. It's something that I've adopted in the last couple of years is maximum responsibility equals maximum adventure. You know, shifting the responsibility to like, oh, I got to do this, to, wow, this is an adventure and I'm going to have more capacity to handle whatever else comes my way, you know? So it's a real mindset shift. And for me too, uncomfortable, I do uncomfortable things every day. Partially is because I know this code that it leads to expansion.
Right.
And I've done it so many times. You know, just a small example for today, like it's flipping cold here in Austin, Texas right now. You know, it's like 29 degrees. It's very cold. My cold plunge is in the garage. I didn't feel like doing it. I never really feel like doing the cold plunge, but especially today, knowing that there's no warmness after. It's like, it's just from cold to cold.
Yep.
But I did the cold plunge. You know, I worked out in the garage, even though the garage is cold and all this kind of stuff. And it sucked, but embracing that uncomfortable and just be like, yeah, I know at the other side of this is a gift, right? There's a treat there that's in the name of expansion. And
more of me.
More of me. Boom. I love that.
The other side of this is more of me.
I love that. Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah. Do you want to elaborate on that a bit? I love that.
Shoot. It's, like my friends, I have a few friends that have called it like something pops in my head. It's like a pop.
Yeah.
Where it's like the analytical mind, it's been spinning, running on the hamster wheel for however many days, hours, weeks, months straight. You put yourself in an adverse, uncomfortable environment where now you have to be present where you're at for your survival. And the analytical mind has to unwind itself because the awareness has to come down into the body for survival, even though it is safe. And that whole process, like when I meet myself, when I get in the tub, when I do the thing, when I enter the workout like this, and I leave the workout like this, it's undeniable.
Yeah, it's undeniable. Yeah, it's that analytical mind is like the conditioned mind, right? The conditioned mind is like the programming, and the programming can't be in the same frame when awareness gets into the picture, right? Awareness is like another level of consciousness that conditioned mind takes a back seat.
Right.
And awareness is now in the driver's seat. And it's like, okay, conditioned mind, go there. And then in there's a lot of space. And in the space is where I believe we can really tap into the creator. It's a creative energy. It's not a chasing a hamster wheel or fear or scarcity or lack or doubt. So yeah, awareness, I would say, is so crucial. And it's finding these ways, whether it's the ice bath or whatever uncomfortable practices that we have, to really tap into that.
Definitely.
What's another way that you could do that you would recommend to people to tap into the awareness?
Breath work is my number one favorite.
Nice.
Just like rhythmic, harmonious breathing for a sustained amount of time. Like your mind can go anywhere, but you got to keep telling your body just to breathe. And like after 3 to 5 minutes, like your body taps into its autonomic nervous system. And now it's basically breathing by itself. And you're no longer telling it to breathe. And now that's where like the awareness really gets to expand and be seen for what it is.
I love it.
And not only does it neurochemically and physiologically help bring my body into balance, it unwinds that mind and allows all the thinking to kind of just run its course. And then there I am.
There I am. I love that, brother. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, sir.
Let's say you're on the football field.
Yep.
And
perfect. How does this transfer?
Instead of your name, Domann, on the back of your jersey, you have to pick one word that really represents you. I know this is tough.
Yeah. You framed it as easy.
Okay, cool.
Light warrior.
Woo!
Light warrior.
Love that.
Like I'm fighting a bigger battle than just that game when I'm on that field. I'm fighting for the liberation of my ancestors. I'm fighting for like the liberation of my inner child, who this is all he's ever wanted to do.
Beautiful.
so much deeper to me. And it's, I think at first I was like, did I make it this way? Did I make it this deep? And I realized it just is. It just is this deep for me. And when I fully accept that, I feel invincible in that field.
Love that. Beautiful.
I'm glad that was
framed in a way that you could nail it so articulately. That was wonderful. Yeah, I killed it.
Name on the back. Okay.
Yeah.
I see it now.
Boom.
I'm there.
Boom. I love it. Okay. You've dropped a lot of codes here today, JoJo. And when I say codes, I use this term a lot. It's like a piece of wisdom that once it lands, in the mainframe, it gives one a new perception. And with a new perception, you have a new outlook. Now you're going in a new direction. With a new direction, all of a sudden you're at a new destiny, new destination. And I've heard you say many codes today that you've applied in your own life, from adaptability on the field, poise, surrender, when you just let go of all the training, and the next day you had the touchdown. That was a big one. Light warrior. And I'm wondering if you had one code that you can offer as a gift to someone out there that's listening, that, maybe they're in a tough spot, or maybe they're trying to make it on their college football team, or whatever it is, one code that you could offer someone that you haven't already shared, what would that be?
Yeah, it's like I want to give you the whole cake. Okay, here it is. Yeah, like what if that future version of yourself that you're dying to feel, like that better version of yourself, that future version, like what if it wasn't about becoming that person, and what if it was just about unbecoming everything that's been conditioned and programmed that's in the way of you just realizing this is who I've always been.
You're already there.
It's already within you.
No, I love it. Back to within.
I think the purest connection to God that we have is our innocence. Like that sense of innocence, I think, is our direct line to source. And all things are clear, all things are good, all things are abundant when I'm fully in my innocence. And when that innocence is nowhere to be found, right? Feels jaded, feels fractured, not safe. It feels like my life is godless. So I think if we could just take these metaphysical, big picture concepts and just draw them into our essence of a being, and how does this affect me? Wow, like innocence isn't some far-fetched thing in the sky that I have to, religiously do all these things for. Innocence is actually always been and always will be a part of my nature. So everything I want to be is just my nature.
Beautiful, brother. Beautiful. Yeah, we come into this world innocent, like God.
Yeah.
Children are the closest thing to that God essence. And I think it's really just the programming that starts to twist things, But I've heard people say it's like, oh, kids come into this world and, they're not perfect and they would do this and that. I'm like, I think that's the programming. I think it's passed down and that kind of stuff. And I agree with you that innocence is really that true essence of God. And the more that we could choose from moment to moment, from now, which is always the now, to just be like that.
Yeah.
There's something there.
It's all that is here.
It's all that's here, yeah.
It's all that's really here.
Yeah.
Everything else is an idea.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well said, brother. It's a beautiful code. When we first got here today, you shared some pretty awesome news with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to share a little bit more?
Yeah. So like I kind of mentioned earlier on the pod, my whole career, I've played a lot of positions, but linebacker predominantly from college to the pros. And just hit that point to where if I want to keep doing this game that I love, I have to kind of redirect, reinvent, adapt. My body cannot do this for 10 years. And I'd love to play this game for 5+ more years. So what does that look like? And so snapping not only was put on my heart, but then once I accepted that as that's true, the universe then conspires to then working all things in my favor, presenting me with Luke Rhodes, Morgan Cox, two of the best snappers in the NFL. I got to learn from one-on-one. And now this unbelievable opportunity to take a step away from the NFL and go play linebacker and snap in the UFL this spring.
Awesome.
So it's the next step in my evolution of getting to play this snapper and on my path, hopefully up the ladder and getting back to the league and being able to play this game I love at the highest level.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations. I wish you 100 years of success and a really long and enjoyable, successful career. And I'm stoked to watch you do your thing as a long snapper and keep embodying this conscious evolution as an athlete. It's super cool.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'll be 3 hours down the road and
nice.
Yes, sir.
Back in the great state of Texas here.
Yep.
I love it.
The dream come true, man. It's the last thing I'll say about that is the expectations, right? Like using this as an opportunity to get back in touch with the love of the game. Doing this for me, not the pressure of being at the highest level, making like all the things that I made it about at one point.
Right.
The money, the fame, the clout. I told myself I'd never play in a league other than the NFL. And here I am because it's deeper than the game and it's bigger than my ego, which is pretty damn big.
Yeah. Well, it takes some great awareness to even recognize that. So I appreciate that. Is there anything else you want to share that's on your heart to our viewers or listeners while you're here?
Shoot. I guess I'll just take this time to say that I'm an active user of Eons.
Nice.
And it's an unbelievable tool that's allowing me to regulate my nervous system while doing the things that I need to be doing, like the physical demand on my body. On top of it's allowing me to honestly use other things less and use more Eons, which I've experienced a lot of positivity from. So yeah, you could say I'm powered by Eons.
I love it. I love that. You are powered by Eons. What's your favorite one?
Dude, the sleep.
The sleep is epic.
I have to stop myself from putting 5 of those down. They're so good.
I've done it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the sleep gummies are pretty incredible.
Yes, but the dialed. I've done different microdoses before. And this one's different.
It is different.
I don't even want to try.
Yeah. I'll give you a little tidbit here that you may or may not know because you got the Viking look going on for you a little bit.
Okay.
And Vikings used to take the Amanita muscaria before battle. And the reason why, which you may start to realize if you haven't already, is because it would slow down their perception of time. Now, what does that really mean to slow down the perception of time? It's exactly like you said. They're getting out of the conditioned mind. They're getting into the present. They're getting to that flow state where you said, where it's just instinct. And now you're seeing the opponent move in like slow motion.
Right.
And then when your opponent is in slow motion, you're obviously able to conquer them.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the really cool backstory there on the Vikings with Amanita.
Yeah, I believe that. And then like even on the reverse aspect, I totally understand using it for it brings you more into your body.
Yep.
There's almost like this lucidity in your body to where at least I feel like I can go harder.
Yeah.
In the sense of, it's like I just stretched for 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
But then the other side of it is just like the integration of the work that you're doing.
Yeah.
And either the prehab or post-hab of it. And I think so often like we do what we need to do and then we instantly distract ourselves.
Totally.
Right. And like, how much are we really retaining?
Totally.
And I like dialed is like, I'm no pun. I'm dialed from like the pre and the post where there's this natural, almost like ebb and the flow. And then there's like, I'm not rushing it.
Yeah.
Like there's no rush in my body.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I feel like I have the time to take the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah. No, it really slows things down, which is great in this crazy fast paced, immediate gratification, instant dopamine hitting world that we're in, which I get it. There's a lot of cool things about it, but there's a lot where in the last couple of years, I felt like the rhythm was really off.
Yeah.
And now it's like, it's slowing down. It's more aligned with the sun, which is very cool. Had that circadian rhythm.
Yep.
And I just really dig it. Like you said, it's like, I like this slower way of thinking and being and showing up. And I see the reflection of that in other people. I see it in business, and I see it just in nature in general. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It almost gives me the permission to like not dismiss what I'm feeling to keep doing. And then in the non-dismissal, like in the confronting, the acceptance and the process of whatever that is, I come out of that more of myself.
Yes.
So whatever I'm doing, I'm more present for, rather than let me just shove this down so I can do the thing I'm supposed to be doing.
Right. Yeah.
And now I'm doing it and I'm not even there.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's like the old way of doing it.
Yeah.
And then this is like the new way, like you get to look at it, accept it, and then relax and let it go. And it's like, I'm relaxed. So I'm like, I'm not in this state of tension, and I could just see what it is. And it really helps you observe that, which is really cool. A lot more in the observer state of mind.
That's a great point. I think instead of being so quick to jump to judgment about myself, of the doer. So then reflection, I'm going to judge everything in my outer environment.
Yeah.
So I get curious, right? Reflect, analyze, inquire, and nurture whatever's coming up. And now, like, that's a completely different experience.
Completely different experience. And I'm glad you said that. Like, I used to judge a lot too. And this has also helped me being like, yeah, no, it's not about judgment. It's just about being curious.
Right.
I don't know it all. I want to know more. Tell me more.
Yeah.
And in doing that shift, that gets reflected back to me, back to you, back to us, is like,
exactly.
Because when you're judging, well, the world ends up judging you. It's like, that's the energy that you're putting out. Even if you're judging yourself, well, you are a part of life. So then life just judges you even more. So it's a great shift. I'm glad you said that. It's like the curiosity and the openness.
Yes.
Childlike stuff, right? Which is godlike stuff. So
the first to enter the kingdom of heaven.
Yes. That's right. That's right.
Yeshua from his mouth.
That's right. Exactly.
They tell us, like, we know everything we need to know.
Yeah.
We know everything we need to know, but we get caught up. I get caught up trying to know the things I don't need to know.
Yeah.
Or that don't even matter.
There's a lot of noise.
Making things matter that don't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just prioritizing our values.
Yeah.
Like what do you want to comprise of your life? And for me, deep conversations, intimate conversations, intimate relationships, collective consciousness, and something physical that's better than I found it to leave the people after me.
Beautifully said, brother. Beautifully said.
Other than that, let's have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy the process and laugh and smile and love and let's leave this place better than we found it. I love that.
Amen. A woman.
Yeah. I love it. Beautiful. On that note, brother, thank you so much for being here. You're truly eons ahead. And I look forward to all the adventures that we have coming up here.
Yes, sir. Likewise, brother. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.